You're watching Makeshift Garage.
This is Bobby T, and you're watching Makeshift Garage.
You're watching Makeshift Garage.
Finally, a pizza party at the beach. Stay tuned for the time and the day. If you guys haven't eaten a good meal on the North Fork, you're not gonna wanna miss this. This guy's not only is a good chef, he owns 3 restaurants out here. He owns Allures, he owns Amanos, and he owns Southhold Social. So if you guys wanna have a good meal out here, you better hit a restaurant, but don't forget, he's the one making the pizza. Let's have a good pizza party at the beach. Jacob, are you hungry?
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah, let's do it, broskies. Welcome back to Makeshift Garage. I don't know, some of you guys might remember the Firetruck, but check it out. I ripped the motor out, me and Devin, we rebuilt it, we put it back in, and that's all our job was to do. We wiped our hands of it. It kept overheating. So my man Adam took it down to a local shop. These guys might not have been as learned as they should be because they kept saying, oh, it needs a new motor, it needs a new, and I'm like, no, broskies, I just rebuilt the motor. It has nothing to do with the motor. It's overheating. It's in somewhere other than the motor. They couldn't figure it out. So I went to a buddy of mine, Jacob. Let's see what he had to do to fix it. Jacob, it's good to see you today.
Good to see you.
So let us know, what did you have to do to get this thing on the road?
So, all it was really a radiator. New radiator, new lines, and then because the old radiator had the transmission cooler built in, now it has a separate transmission cooler with separate lines. You got a temp gauge now so you can see what's going on, and that's it.
That is beautiful. That's what it needed.
Yep.
But Adam, he spent a lot of money. He bought the truck for a lot.
Yep.
I think he paid a little much for it. And then he had to pay me a little bit, but that
Yep.
was nothing compared to what it could have been. And now he had to pay you.
Yep.
So this guy's got to make some money. He's got to get this thing on the road and make some money. And you know what? That's really what he wants to do. He wants to do parties and whatnot, and I'm definitely doing a pizza party with him.
Oh, yeah.
But can I see what you did?
Absolutely. Let's check it out.
Wow. She a beauty, man. Wow, and this is a beauty, man.
So
and you found a big fan.
That's actually the one that one shop put on.
Oh.
I don't know what it came from, but it works fine. It pulls enough air, even though it's half the size of the radiator.
Right.
It pulls it fine. This is actually a radiator from Power Stroke, a 6.0 Power Stroke, like a 2003 to 2005 or 7, something like that, Ford.
And check it out. Look at the tranny cooler. This is awesome, man. Look at that thing. Holy mackerel. That must have cost a little penny, too.
It did, but it works.
Yeah.
You know, he wants it to work. So I said, listen, I will make it work.
So all the fluids are good, everything's good, everything's holding, the
Everything's
motor's good.
Yeah.
Did you have to do any timing or anything?
No, Justin did a cap, rotor. He adjusted the timing, adjusted the carb.
Okay.
So I had him look it over just to make it, because it was like running rough.
It was.
It wouldn't run long enough to do anything because it just overheat.
I know. You did get it. I wasn't used to that particular carburetor. That's a weird carburetor.
Very weird.
It's got
a lot of accessories on it.
I'm very excited. This is how, we're going to have a good time with this, man. He can't wait to get it on the road and start doing stuff with it.
Oh, yeah.
Let's hear it run, man.
Oh, yeah.
You can kill it. You know what? It sounds good.
Of course, the manifolds.
I know. These manifolds
one step at a time. Yeah.
They had a warp in them.
Yeah. So one step at a time. Maybe we'll do inexpensive headers because he's not looking for power. He's looking for reliability.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll do that because all of them leak. No matter what you do, and you fix it and you replane them, it's gonna leak again.
I know.
So headers prevent that because they're all individual. So maybe at some point.
All right, well, listen, I'm excited. I know Adam's going to be excited. Did you call him yet?
Not yet. I got to call him.
We'll give him the phone call.
Took this all the way to Greenport yesterday, no issues. Didn't overheat, didn't do anything exciting. Drove it 45, 50 miles an hour the whole time. It's ready to go. It's very fun. It makes you feel like a kid again. You're driving a Firetruck. How could you not? Driving a cab over, sitting in front of the axle. It's very weird because when you turn the wheel, the cab swings over whatever you're trying to turn around. It's definitely a weird feeling, but it's still fun. everything's good. Temp gauge is good. We got oil pressure, alternator's working. Fuel gauge actually works. When I first got it ready, I said, all right, the fuel gauge doesn't work. I made a whopping 1, 2, 3 coming back on this road here, and it ran out of gas. And it rides pretty good. You know, for 20, I forget what it says on the door, like 23,000 or 24,000 pounds. I don't know if that's fully loaded or empty, but I know it feels heavy, but for what it is, it rides pretty good. It sounds like an old fire truck too. Everything's rattling, everything's creaking, everything's moving around, everything vibrates, you know. It took me pull the old rad out, fabricate the new rad in, because it took me like a week for that, and then it was, you know, a couple days for all the other stuff, to get the right hoses that fit, you know, all the other fun stuff, and get the temp gauge to work, run wires for that. So it was like 2 weeks of work, all in all. But what I had to do with the radiator, because the radiator is from a Power Stroke, is that I had to modify the way it mounts, because the way a Power Stroke radiator mounts, it mounts from the top and the bottom, and of course in a commercial application they mount on the side and they get bolted right to the frame rail. So what I had to do is actually weld up plates on the side of the radiator, and then weld angle brackets, and then reuse the old mounts from the old radiator to get the 6.0 radiator to fit in here. But it's the same size, so why wouldn't it fit? Better than my truck. Check this out. My truck couldn't even make this turn if I tried. So this is all the original paperwork for this fire truck. It was bought brand new in October of '69. This was all under the seat. I ended up flipping the seat over on accident, and all these papers flew out. This is, I forget where exactly in Brooklyn, but this fire truck came from Brooklyn, and they bought it brand new in October of '69 for $44,000. It tells you all the options. Like, they only optioned one ladder rack. They optioned the smaller fuel tank. What reasons, who knows, but it's very cool to see what they wanted and what they didn't want. So this temp gauge here, so going around town at whatever, 30, 40 miles an hour, the temp gauge doesn't even move, which tells me the radiator is a little big. But once you get on the highway, it warms up to 180 and stays there. So I'd rather that than have it run okay around town and then overheat on the highway. Ready to deliver some pizza. Greenport and back, at least. It could go further. I haven't tried it yet, but it's up to him. We're not even doing the speed limit. We're doing 37 miles an hour, and it feels like we're doing 100. And it's accurate too. It does have power steering though, so you got that going for you. Stand on it. We have arrived.
So now she loves to idle, she don't overheat, she goes down the road beautiful. Good job, brother. And remember, when you want to put a little pizza in your party, you got Fire Truck Pizza, made by hands. Give them a call, broski. And don't forget, we're gonna let you know the date. We're on the beach, we're having a party, Adam's making a pizza. Hey, come one, come all. Let's have a great time. I'll let you know the dates.